Alright guys, so welcome back to another episode of This Is 100. We are going to do a very special one this week, and we are going to talk a little bit about Big Pop, which is Great Granny's husband. How long were you guys married?
We were married 50 some years. We had celebrated our 50th. I'd have to think about the numbers.
Right, but over 50 years. Mm-hmm. And you guys met, how old were you when you met?
I guess I was 19 or 20.
19 or
and
20.
He was a year older than I.
Right, and you guys started courting, right?
Yeah, it was kind of a blind date, and I wasn't too happy about it.
He wasn't, or you were?
I wasn't. Because I kind of got worked into it because a girlfriend had a crush on his friend.
Right.
But as time went by, we got used to each other.
Yeah.
And it developed into a long relationship.
Of over 50 years.
Yeah.
And
but we had a very bad start. When I look at it now,
yeah,
we were engaged at Christmas time.
Okay.
In 1940.
1940, okay.
A month or so later, his best friend got drafted. The war was going on in Europe, but had not touched the U.S. yet. When his best friend got drafted, he decided that he would volunteer because at that time they were supposed to spend a year in service and then get back to their civilian life. So because we were engaged and had decided to marry, he volunteered. And all went well. He did. He was stationed in Anniston, Alabama. And in August that year, we decided we would get married then. So I went to Alabama, to Anniston, and we were married in the courthouse there. In November that year, he had a furlough. I think it was a 2-week furlough. And on December 6th, he drew a Christmas furlough. There were only a few of them available. As luck would have it, on December 7th, his leave was canceled. So little did we know that we would not see each other again for 3 years. Almost 4 years, because he was sent to Hawaii, spent some time there, and then he fought at Kwajalein, and we talked. Later he went ashore at Saipan and was wounded in the early days of the battle there. He was crossing a sniper field. The sniper was in a tree above him, and actually his wound was one of the lucky ones. It went through below his elbow, through the fleshy part of his arm, and just under his heart. But he was wounded badly enough that had lost so much blood, they evacuated him to Tripoli General Hospital in Honolulu. Well, you would have thought that we might have been able to see each other then, but there were no furloughs in World War II. There just weren't. There may be some of the lucky ones, but not for his troops. He eventually rejoined his outfit, and I'm trying to think of the island they were on, but I think it was the Espiritu Santo in the Pacific. I think that was the name of it. And he joined his company. They were on a rest. I'm sorry, I forgot what they called it, but that was in lieu of the furlough. They got to a more peaceful part of the Pacific to reconnoiter. Shortly after that, he went to Okinawa, and that was really the hardest part of the war for him. But by then, he'd been in the service for so long, he had enough points to be one of the first people to be evacuated from Okinawa when the war was over. And he was put on a beautiful ship and thought for once things were going his way. But they sailed out of the harbor, turned around and went right back in, and he was put on another ship. They needed the ship that he'd been on to go to Japan for the surrender ceremony, or whatever it was. He got on a small boat that took 45 days to cross the Pacific to San Francisco. When he got to Frisco, he had a choice to travel east by train or to fly. And of course, he decided to fly. But the plane that he was on kept landing for different reasons, taking off. He took him 5 days to come home by plane. He got to Fort Dix, New Jersey, and almost as soon as he was there, he went AWOL and came home. But he went back a few days later to be processed out, and no repercussions there. So that was the story. He served 3 years and 11 months instead of the 1 year that he'd been promised.
That didn't work out.
From then, well, that's the story of the beginning of our marriage. And when I look back, it wasn't the ideal situation for
Definitely
a
not.
new marriage.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
So something that you guys used to do is write each other, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we wrote every day.
Yeah. How long would it take you to get his letters?
Sometimes probably 2 weeks or
Wow.
so.
And obviously you guys were newly married, so those letters were your only really like connection, right?
Yes.
And how did you, I don't know, you said you don't really know who started it, but there is something very special in those letters that still is special in our family to this day. What is it?
Our salutation, no, our ending of it. We ended each letter with words, love, all there is.
Yep. And you still to this day sign birthday cards and cards, Christmas cards to all of us. And it's a way that we still keep Big Pop special in our family too. Even when we had the memorial service, we talked about it.
Mm-hmm. And it's on his gravestone that's in the Sarasota National Cemetery.
Yep. And it's something that definitely was a very solidifying, even though it was such a hard time for you guys, but something that definitely stuck from that, I would think, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we didn't know about PTSD and all that. And now when I look back, I think there was a good possibility that John suffered from that.
Yeah.
It was kind of hard getting reacquainted again after all that time, and physically,
Yeah.
because I was 21 and didn't see him again till we were 25. He was a year older.
He was 26
25
and
and
you're 25.
26.
And you guys so you guys had been apart longer than you had even known each other, because you met at 19, then he left at 21, and then he was back when you were 25. So it's interesting to think, because I mean, I know that war and things like that and all kinds of things still happen, but nowadays I don't think that that would have ever been the situation. But to think that you guys, you know, then continue to stay married and to start this beautiful family that we get to call our own. You know, so all right, anything so Love All There Is definitely something that when I think of your time while Big Pop was away and Big Pop being in war is definitely something that I think of as something very admirable, that it's a simple thing that just kept your marriage united, and I think it's beautiful.
Well, true, in those days we never thought of destroying our marriage.
Right.
We didn't. I mean, it wasn't done. It was done under extreme cases.
Right.
But actually, we thought we were supposed to solve our problems, not walk away from them.
Right.
And I still feel that to this day,
Yeah.
that it takes a lot to destroy a family.
Yeah.
And to me, when there are children involved, it's not a good thing to do to your child.
Right. I agree. So, well, thank you for all that. You have anything else you want to say, Granny?
Well, not right now. We'll think of something.
Okay.
We always have such great conversations.
Yeah. We'll have something for you next week, guys. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, right, Granny?
Mm-hmm.